absolute pleasure to guide Bridget and David and each and every one of you through their wedding this morning on this beautiful, sunshiny morning. And they've asked me to let you know just how happy they are to have you all here with them today. And we want to make an extra special fuss of those of you who made extra special efforts to be here. David's family have made the trip from the South Coast to show their love and their support. Bridget's Auntie Joy and Uncle Ken have made the trip from Orange. And a very, very special mention must go to Bridget's family for daring to cross the Spit Bridge and venture away from the northern beaches this morning. We thank you all. Of course, you have done this because you know what a very special day this is. You know what David and Bridget mean to each other. But did you know that nearly 7 fantastic years of David and Bridget began in 2005 across a tennis court at Tennis Cove in Chatswood? Bridget caught David's eye while she sat on the side of the court, and he hoped against hope they'd be able to play alongside each other as partners later that afternoon so they could get to know each other. This did not happen. Instead, they played against each other, and David was introduced to Bridget's fiercely competitive side and the cold, hard fact that she was better than him. Much better. She always won. For all the love 15 jokes in the world, they really were just tennis friends, until a friend had a party to slip in and a little encouragement had them take relationships off the court and onto brand new ground. Good thing they did. Since those early days, they've made so many amazing memories, all kinds. The ones that still make them laugh, like the time that David was staying the night at Bridget's house before they moved in together and before he was really familiar with the place. David got out of bed to go to the bathroom and all Bridget could hear was a huge someone, ah! Well, you know what he said. Yeah. David came back with a huge lump on his head, blood trickling down his forehead. He walked straight into the bathroom door. Poor David. But did he get loving sympathy from his brand new girlfriend? No, not exactly. His brand new loving girlfriend was in fits of hysteria, uncontrollably laughing her head off. She said she really did feel bad about it. Really, she did. And there was their romantic trip to Fiji, one of their favourite holidays so far. They stayed at a little island called Royal Gunnery with their own private villa and their own private plunge pool. Total luxury. And the first time they'd ever really had an adults-only holiday in such a long time. They let their hair down, they ate and swam and got massages and talked and talked and talked. They were loving it. They went fishing too. David's always looking for that big fish, you know, the one that dreams are made of and the legends are created from. He was desperate to go in search of it. He was pretty sure that Fiji was the place. So they paid a local guy hundreds of dollars to trawl them round and around in a boat for hours while David fished for the big one. Didn't even get a nibble. Nothing. Not a bite. I really do love a holiday. They've holidayed in Cairns and Daydream Island. They've made several trips to Tasmania where they love that taste of that really fresh produce and the chance to get outdoors and enjoy nature and an adventure. They love music and Melbourne too. And a recent visit makes one of their favourite memories. They finished a delicious dinner at an African restaurant in Fitzroy, and they headed off to revisit a bar that they'd found and loved in a previous visit. Now, they found it, but they found that it had also become popular and pretentious and everything that they didn't want it to be. So they walked in and they looked at each other and they turned around and they walked out again without saying a word, deflated. They kept walking, then they hit the jackpot. A tiny little bar, maybe only like 5 metres wide. Right at the front there was a reggae band. It was raw and it was soulful and it was emotional, it was magic. That night was wonderful. They watched all the people coming and going. They sang and laughed and kissed the night away and they were mesmerised by the sound and the feel of that music. Together, Bridget and David have learnt to appreciate all the little things in life. They both know what it means to be an honest, loving relationship that works. So they look after it. They remember to tell each other how they feel. They start each day with a hug and a kiss, and they greet each other the same way after work. They go out on a date at least once a month. Hey, they've got Joshy at home once a month. Once a week would be nice though, wouldn't it? Bridget gives David a foot rub or a facial. David loves to cook for Bridget. But when David comes home late from work, you'll find that Bridget's already got dinner ready for him. But it's not because she thinks she has to. It's just because she really wants to. Of course, they've known for a long, long time that this day would come. Bridget knew really early on, partly because of her past experiences and partly just because of the man that David is. She knew what she'd found. David knew too. They're so happy. But he does remember a moment of epiphany. Last year, he was at a conference and he was asked to write down his goals. And he put it on paper. He would marry Bridget and he would share the journey of life with her. So they both knew it would happen. And it was more of a question of when and how. When two people are so deeply connected and so happy together, no fanfare is required. So it went a little bit like this. David: shall we get married next year? Bridget: okay, maybe April or May. David: okay. Bridget: oh wait, I'm pregnant. Better make it April. Okay, you know what, everyone, it's April. And we are here. For a brand new beginning. Marriage is a commitment to a life together as partners, to finding and bringing out the best you can in each other, and to giving the same best of yourselves back to each other. Now, Bridget and David recognise that their past commitment is every bit as important as their future together, but their marriage will be the vehicle for new and exciting pathways to come. This is a milestone in their lives together. It's not the last one. They will continue to move forward through life together, and they envisage a strong, joyful and loving union, one which encompasses life's most important relationships. They will be each other's best friend and listener, lover, confidant and life partner. And that's a lot to be excited about. And now, I'd very much like to ask Bridget's sister Susie to join us. Come on, Susie. Matilda, are you going to help Mummy? Susie's going to read for us. Maybe.
You didn't get one on the way home. No, I'll take that one.
Maybe we're supposed to meet the wrong people before we meet the right one. So when they finally arrive, we are truly grateful for the gift we've been given. Maybe it's true that we don't know what we have lost until we lose it. But it is also true that we don't... Hold on. It's also true that we don't know what we're missing until it arrives. Yes, Bridget, on a date. Maybe the happiest of people don't have the best of everything, but make the best of everything that comes their way. Maybe the best kind of love is the kind where you sit on the sofa together, not saying a word, and walk away feeling like it was the best conversation you ever had. Maybe once in a lifetime you find someone who not only touches your heart, but also your soul. Someone who loves you for who you are and not what you could be. Maybe the art of love is not about finding the perfect person, but about seeing an imperfect person perfectly. Sorry about the tears.
Susie, why don't you go and give them a hug? Over there, go and give them a hug. Why don't you give a huge round of applause to Susie for that little romance? Thank you, Susie. Bridget and David, before you join in marriage in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses, I am to remind you of the solemn and and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of a man and a woman to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life. But it's love that we celebrate today. And the love between two people, any two people, is something to be honoured and treasured and respected by us all, as it is by Bridget and David. Now, when you make the choice to marry, you are making a decision to share everything. You're making a choice to live your life as partners, joined in common goals, the desire to love and support each other through all of life's challenges, to celebrate the joys together too. Bridget and David are here today, happy. They're so happy to make that decision for the very simplest of reasons. They truly do love each other. But it's even more than that. This is a promise to continue that love unconditionally. It's about growing together as individuals and as a couple, to making every effort to understand each other, to listen to each other, and to learn from each other. It's about looking into the future as a family, Bridget and David and Joshy and Chloe and their baby on the way. They already share the best that marriage can offer them, a lifetime commitment to being there for each other through the good times and the times when life isn't quite so easy. They have someone whose life story will always be intertwined with their own. This is the ultimate partnership. It is the best kind of friendship. They'll simply continue to laugh together and live together and love each other every day while they get older together. And you know that it's true. Because Bridget loves David. She loves his wicked, quirky sense of humour. She loves his warm, friendly smile and his blue, blue eyes. She loves that David really will stop to change a lady's tyre or to tow a stray, broken-down boat in the harbour. With David at her side, Bridget has learnt to love without condition, to be her true self, knowing that she will be loved in return. She's learnt to help others without expecting anything in return, and to treat each and every child as though it were her own, because David does. David loves Bridget right back for her loving, compassionate nature, for her open mind and her perspective on life. David might be feeling a tad grumpy, but Bridget always knows how to bring him back to happy. He loves the sight of a sleeping Bridget as the sun hits her face in the morning, and the fact to his eye, she gets more beautiful with every year that passes. He loves to listen to her talking to Josh when she puts him to bed tonight, and the sound of her laughter, except when it's at his expense. He loves her for the way she's taught him to count his blessings and to be grateful for what they have in life, and especially for having each other. They are perfect for each other, but being perfect for each other is not about being perfect. It doesn't mean you have to think the same, or do the same, or act the same as your partner. Bridget and David are individuals. They have respect for each other's differences, and quite often they just laugh at them too. Bridget is always late, but David is always early, or at least on time. David is ultra-organised. Bridget really isn't. She's messy, he's tidy, she flies by the seat of her pants, but he writes lists for everything. David does the family budget. Bridget can't stick to it. She leaves things to the very last minute, and he overplans. Bridget is much better at stacking the dishwasher than David is. And she's pretty good at putting the washing on, but she's not so good at actually hanging it up. David does that bit. Bridget has a very sweet tooth. She checks the dessert menu before she picks her main. David doesn't. He eats dark chocolate, but Bridget will eat all kinds. Oh, and Josh, he says, this is really important, David is really good at doing maths homework, right? But Mummy really, really isn't. And maybe it shouldn't work, but it really does. And most of the time they just find a way to meet in the middle. Bridget's not very good at technology. But David holds his own. So after countless phone calls from Bridget, while David is playing tennis or fishing for the big fish, asking, how do I download that movie, or how do I get that TV show we recorded, David produced a very special step-by-step guide to their very own entertainment system, complete with photos, just for Bridget. in all the ways that really, really matter. Bridget and David are on exactly the same page. They share the same values. They are passionate about the environment, compassionate and considerate towards others. They like to find the funny side of life's curveballs and ironies and get a jolly good laugh out of them. They love music and great food and kids, going out for a dinner date and staying home for David's home-cooked meal. They love a little holiday and a game of tennis. And Bridget still wins. And perhaps, more than anything, it's their passion and determination to keep learning and growing throughout their lives, whether that be from each other or separately, that defines them as a couple. So it's pretty simple really, everybody. Bridget is for David, and David is for Bridget. And what we are really doing here on this beautiful morning, everyone, is celebrating each of them as individuals, and everything they love about each other, and everything that you love about them, and the simple, undeniable fact that as a couple, they are every bit more fabulous. And for all those reasons, and so many more, a pretty important question for them both.
This post.
David, will you take Bridget to be your wife and your lifelong partner? Will you work towards what is best for her for the rest of your life? Will you constantly try to stay aware of your relationship with her? Be sensitive to her needs, wanting her success and her happiness through all the years ahead?
I will.
From Bridget, will you take David to be your husband and your lifelong partner? Will you work towards what is best for him for the rest of your life? Will you constantly try to stay aware of your relationship, be sensitive to his needs, wanting his success and his happiness through all the years together?
I will.
Answer. Bridget, David, nothing's easier than saying words, but nothing is harder than living them out day after day. And what you promise today must be renewed again tomorrow, and the day after that, for every tomorrow after that, for the rest of your lives. So when you're ready to make your vows to each other, would you take each other's hands? Okay, David, boys first.
I, David William Rodgers, call upon the persons here present to witness I take you, Bridget Mary Pawley, to be my lawful queen. Bridget, I will learn from you and challenge you. I will respect you and share the adventures of life with you. I promise to have faith in you and in us as your equal partner. I promise to continue to love you as you are, as I grow old with you.
Okay, Bridget, your turn.
I, Bridget Mary Pawley, call upon the persons here present to witness that I take you, David William Rodgers, to be my lawfully wedded husband. David, I will learn from you, challenge you, I will respect you, and share the adventures of life with you. I promise to have faith in you and in us as your equal partner. I promise to continue to love you as you are, as I grow old with you.
Hey, Josh, you got those rings? Yeah. Can we get them out of your pocket?
He's been there.
These wedding rings that Josh is holding. Show us the wedding rings. Yeah, beautiful. These wedding rings will be an enduring symbol of the promises that we've just heard you make. They will be the reminder every day of the love that you share. And the ring is round, like the round of the year. Summer, autumn, winter, spring. and summer again, for in marriage, just like life, we must weather and enjoy all seasons. So David, would you take your ring for Bridget? Now pop it on her finger.
Bridget, I place this ring on your finger with a dream of a never-ending love, just like the circle of this ring. It is my gift to you. Wear it and think of me, and know that I love you.
Okay, Bridget, would you take your ring for David? Well done, Josh. Pop it onto his finger.
David, place this ring on your finger with a dream of a never-ending love, just like the circle of this ring, which is my gift to you. Wear it and think of me, and know that I love you.
Now the engagement ring is a symbol of promise and intention. Now the intention is realised and the promise is fulfilled. So David, will you place your engagement ring onto Bridget's finger? That's it, let everybody see. This time, over her wedding band to show that the love that brought you together will also protect your marriage going forward from today. Now I'd very much like to welcome David's primary school friend Tristan to join us. Where are you, Tristan? Now Tristan will read for us. We also deserve a very big thank you because he made those wedding rings.
Ah.
So we should give a big round of applause for those lovely rings. Tristan, will you read for us?
Now you two have lit a fire, and that fire should not go out. The two of you now have a fire that represents love, understanding, and philosophy of life. It will give you heat, food, warmth, and happiness. The new fire represents a new beginning, a new life, and a new family. The fire should keep burning. You should stay together. You have lit the fire for life until old age separates you.
Thank you, Tristan. Bridget, David, you've come here today to celebrate your marriage with the people that you love. You've made vows of love and commitment to each other. And we've watched as you exchange rings that will symbolise those vows. You share so much already. You have a journey ahead of you, but you also have a rich history behind you. And every single person here hopes that this moment will always be remembered by both of you as a moment of pure joy in your lives. So on behalf of your family and your friends, I'd like to congratulate you both as I am now able to declare that you, David, and you, Bridget, are husband and wife. You may seal your promises with a kiss. Ladies and gentlemen, we just need a few minutes to sign the paperwork and make these two all official. So Sally and Susie, if you'd be our witnesses. Ladies and gentlemen, we will not be long. Thank you very much.
Just sign it.
Full-time